Hi, this is the 5th video for Week 1, Topic 1, Arithmetic and Algebra. This is the 5th video of 6 videos for Topic 1 and looks at multiplying and dividing fractions. These videos are intended to help you with the basis in arithmetic and algebra that you will need for future topics in this course. Again, it's recommended that you watch this video with your pen and paper and pause at the relevant times to try the examples for yourself. Multiplication and division of fractions. So the good news with this is that it is easier to do than addition and subtraction. So when we're doing addition and subtraction, we needed to have the same denominator. We don't need to do that for multiplication and division. So all we need to do is multiply across the top and then across the bottom. So here if we have 5 over 9 multiplied by 2 over 7. So what we'd get for our numerators is 5 times 2. Our denominators is 9 times 7. 5 times 2 is 10. 9 times 7 is 63. So we have 10 over 63. So we can use our calculator for this as well. So using our fraction button, we have 5 over 9 here multiplied by 2 over 7. So 5 over 9 multiplied by 2 over 7 here, we should get 10 over 63. So when we're dividing by a fraction, it's a similar process. But what we have to do is take our second fraction and invert. So here if we had 5 over 9 divided by 2 over 7, what we would do, we keep our 5 over 9 the same. Our divide, we change to a multiplication, and we invert or we flip over our second fraction. So that becomes 7 over 2. So we end up with 5 times 7 in our numerator and 9 times 2 in our denominator. 5 times 7 is 35. 9 times 2 is 18 here. And we can keep going until we simplify that. So have a try of exercise 1.1.10. So try this by hand and also using your calculator. Okay, so here we have 6 over 4 multiplied by 5 over 6. So what we can have is here 6 multiplied by 5 divided by 4 multiplied by 6. And what we see here, we have a 6 at the top and a 6 at the bottom. We could continue this through. 6 times 5 is 30. And here 4 times 6 is 24. And then we can say, okay, well, these are both even. We divide 2. We can simplify and simplify. Here, so what have we got? 15 over 12. Okay, these both divide by 3. Divide by 3. We get 5 and 4, or 1 1/4. What we could do, instead of doing it like this, we could say, well, we have a 6 here and a 6 here. We're multiplying both by 6, so dividing both by 6 initially without doing any working. We end up with here, well, 1 times 5 and 4 times 1. So just 5 over 4 is 1 1/4. And we can simplify it even further by not even taking it to this next step here. We can see here we have a 6 at the top and a 6 at the bottom. We divide both by 6, we get 1 and 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, so for our second fraction, we have a look at this. We've got 9 and 8. That doesn't help us. 5 and 2. We can't divide any of those by the same number. So what we're going to do, we just go through. So 9 times 5 divided by 2 times 8 here. So 5 times 9 is 45. 2 times 8 here is 16. If we count here, so we've got, well, 16, 32. Our next one here will be 48. So that doesn't work. So here we've got 32. So it's 32 and then 13 more out of 16. So here we have 2 and 13 out of 16 there. We can use our calculator to do this as well. So here our fraction button, 9 over 2 multiplied by here 5 over 8. We press equals. Here we've got 45 on 16 And here we can use, written in yellow above our SD button, we can change it to a mixed number. So we press Shift, which is also yellow, and SD here, and we get 2 and 13 over 16. For question 3, here we have a divide. So we're going to keep our first fraction the same. 7 over 8 stays the same. Our divide becomes a multiplication. And we invert, we find the reciprocal of, or we flip this 3/4, so that becomes 4 over 3. So now we have 7 times 4 over 8 times 3. So 7 times 4 is 28, and 8 times 3 is 24. So here we've got 24 and 4 more out of 24. So 1 and 4 out of 24. So here if we divide by 4 and divide by 4, we get 1 and 1 over 6. We enter this into our calculator and we put 7 over 8 divided by here 3 over 4 here, and we get here 7 over 6, which is the same as 1 over 6. Again, we press Shift and SD to change it to 1 and 1/6 there. For question 4, exactly the same problem, different numbers. So 4 over 15 stays the same. Divide becomes multiplication, and we invert. We have 5 over 2, and now we go, okay, there's some nice numbers to deal with here. We've got 5. If I divided that by 5, I get 1. If I divide 15 by 5, I get 3. I have 2. If I divide that by 2, here I get 1. And if I divide this one by 2, I get 2. So here we've got 2 on 3 multiplied by 1 on 1. 2 times 1 on 3 times 1 is 2 over 3. And entering this into our calculator, here we have 4 over 15 here divided by 2 over 5. So 4 over 15 divided by 2 over 5 here, and that gives us 2/3.